Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a treatment that's getting a lot of buzz for tackling some of the most stubborn skin problems. We're talking about those frustrating acne scars, where the fine lines that just won't seem to fade. So let's just get right to it. Are you struggling with things like stubborn acne scars, fine lines, or maybe your skin tone just feels uneven? I think a lot of us can relate to that. It's super common, and let's be real, things like the sun can make it all feel a whole lot worse. All right, so here's how we're going to break this all down. First, we'll talk about why getting great skin can be such a quest. Then we'll get into the science of microneedling, what makes Gold RF special, what the treatment and results are actually like, and finally, help you figure out if it's right for you. Sound good? Let's jump in. Okay, first up, the quest for great skin. You know, for so many people, the breakout is just the beginning. The real fight is what comes after, those marks that just stick around. Just how common is this? Well, check this out. A whopping 30%. Studies show that 30% of people who experience acne end up with scars. Think about that for a second. That means for every 10 people you know who've had breakouts, 3 of them are probably still dealing with the physical reminders. So why do these things hang around for so long? It's all about your body's healing process going a little haywire. Scars happen when your body makes either way too much or way too little collagen to fix the damage. And those dark spots? That's something called post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, or PIH for short. It's basically your skin overreacting and producing extra color after the inflammation. It's especially common with darker skin tones, and, without the right treatment, you could be waiting months, maybe even years for them to fade. Okay, so if the problem is basically a mixed-up healing signal, how do we fix it? How do we get the skin back on the right track? Well, that brings us to our next section, the science of microneedling. This is really the foundation of how we can start to repair the skin. Microneedling. You've probably heard of it. The idea is actually pretty brilliant in its simplicity. It's a procedure that uses tiny, sterile needles to create these little micro-injuries in the skin. Now that might sound scary, but it's super controlled. It's like sending a wake-up call to your skin's own construction crew, telling it, hey, time to get to work and build some fresh, new collagen. And this wake-up call kicks off this really cool 3-step healing process. First, you get inflammation. That's your body's cleanup crew rushing in. Then comes the proliferation step. This is where special cells, fibroblasts, start spinning up brand new collagen. It's like laying down a new foundation. And finally, the best part, remodeling. Over the next few months, that new collagen gets stronger and more organized, which is what makes your skin look smoother, firmer, and just better. Okay, so microneedling on its own is already pretty cool, right? But what happens when you add a serious tech upgrade? This is where we get to the Gold RF advantage. And honestly, this is a total game changer. So the big secret ingredient here is radio frequency, or RF energy. Let's compare. Traditional microneedling, it works on the surface level, stimulating collagen right at the top. But RF microneedling is different. It uses those tiny needles as a delivery system to send controlled heat way down deep into the dermis. That heat is what supercharges everything, basically turbo-boosting collagen production from the inside out. And just look at this showdown. This shows you exactly what I'm talking about. We're not talking about a tiny little improvement here. When you add that RF energy, especially with Gold RF, you can increase collagen production by up to 60% more than with traditional microneedling alone. 60%! That is a huge difference in terms of results. Right, so you might be thinking, what's with the gold? Is that just for show? Just to make it sound fancy? Nope. It's actually there for a very, very good reason. It's all about performance. The gold plating is a serious functional upgrade. First, gold is an amazing conductor, so it makes sure that RF energy gets delivered evenly and effectively. It's also biocompatible, which just means it's friendlier to your skin and causes less irritation. But here's the absolute best part. It makes the treatment much safer for all skin tones, especially darker skin, by reducing the risk of that post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation we talked about. And the really advanced systems use these heads with 64 ultra-fine gold-plated needles for incredible precision. All right, the tech is impressive for sure. But let's get down to what you really want to know. What's the treatment actually like? And what kind of results are we talking about here? I mean, the data really speaks for itself. We're looking at a 40 to 75% improvement in acne scars. For wrinkles, up to a 65% reduction in depth. Plus, you get a serious boost in firmness and elasticity. For issues that are notoriously hard to treat, these numbers are absolutely incredible. But here's something you really need to keep in mind. This isn't an overnight fix. It's a journey. Yeah, you'll probably see a nice glow in the first week or two, but the real magic, the deep remodeling, that happens over the next 3 to 6 months. The treatment kickstarts a process, and your body keeps working on it long after you're done with your session.
So what can you expect on treatment day? Well, the whole session usually takes about 45 to 60 minutes. They'll start by applying a numbing cream to make sure you're comfortable. And this isn't a one-size-fits-all thing. It's totally customized. They'll adjust the needle depth and the RF energy specifically for your skin. Most people do a course of about 3 to 6 sessions, usually spaced 4 to 6 weeks apart, to give your skin that perfect amount of time to heal and rebuild.
Okay, last section. Let's tackle the questions that are probably at the top of your list. Is it right for you? We're talking safety, pain, and of course, downtime. What about the pain and the recovery time? Yep, this is the big one, isn't it? Let's get straight into it. Honestly, for a treatment that does so much, the recovery is surprisingly easy. Most people say it just feels like a light sandpaper sensation, thanks to that numbing cream. Afterwards, you might have a bit of redness for maybe 2 or 3 days, kind of like a mild sunburn. But the best part? It's really minimal downtime. You can usually even put on makeup just 24 hours later. It's also incredibly safe for all skin types with a very low risk of side effects. Now, this is super important. The tech is only half the equation. The person performing the treatment is the other half. So when you're choosing a provider, you want to look for a few key things. Make sure they have CIDSCO certified estheticians. Ask if they use that advanced 64-needle gold-plated technology. And of course, look for places with convenient locations, transparent pricing, and a whole lot of great reviews and awards. That tells you you're in good hands. At the end of the day, this isn't a temporary fix. It's really an investment in the future of your skin. I love this quote from the aesthetic directors at Wellaholic, who work with this every day. They say, RF microneedling brings lasting, beautiful results that you can enjoy for years to come. And that really says it all. So, we've looked at the science, the tech, and the pretty amazing results, which leaves us with one final question. Is Gold RF Microneedling the ultimate skin rejuvenation solution that you've been searching for? Based on everything we've seen, it just might be. That's all for this explainer. See you next time.